Okay, let's PyHard. Oh, that's the base. I don't care. So, the tin. Oh, I already have the steel X, that's nice. Ah, sorry. So, I will need a lot of tin, but as with all the other parts, I am not going to build it too soon. But I will need to think about how to get water or steam here. I think I'll just pipe steam right away. For now, I think it's enough that I found it. There's coal up here, which will work well as a supply of fuel. That's fine. Of course, again, processed coal would be better, mainly to cut off on the production of ash. Because again, the ash separators are going to be a significant chunk of my total electricity consumption. Well, not a significant chunk, really, but it adds up really quickly, right? So to process 15 megajoules of power worth of raw coal, I'm eating up 1.4 megawatts. And that's already after going through the boiler. I'm not sure if InPy has an efficiency. It might have, because the temperature of the remaining steam is not high enough, I think. I'm not sure about that. Okay. Now, the way I want to go is from the base back there. Oh, this is borax. I'm not going to need it for quite a while. That's going to be important for improving ore yield later, not to mention science and everything. Now, it would have been smarter to start the line here a bit lower. I'm going to use the turbines as a road. That's where I'm going to be running. I think that it still applies the bonus from the terrain, yeah. So that's going to be perfect. These do take up a lot of space, but I will want to have roads to run through, both manually or on foot and in a car. I'm not sure when I'm going to get a car, if at all, honestly. Because it makes sense in Pi to have it really soon. It fits the whole design of everything really well. But I don't really like cars very much. Yeah, and I didn't finish this part, but I want to get the glass going. Let's just drop off my coal. I will fuel... Oh, this is holding up pretty well. Maybe it's a time to add another steam furnace, if I can get some stone bricks, that is. Science should still be going, slowly. Yeah. I'm limited by the stone production, mostly. There. So let's make another advanced foundry. Of course, the way I put everything together here is not ideal. 0.4, so I can't really use this for multiple anyway. So what I'm going to do is just move it and fill it up straight. There. It doesn't need electricity. I'll move you somewhere else. Okay. Come on. Where's the... What was it even? The soil extractor, yeah. So soil extractor here. Now the other one... Can I flip you? Yes, I can. That's such a great feature. This really makes everything so much easier. Okay, electricity can come through here. The same recipe. The underground belts are going to be fine. You straight in. Now I don't have enough coke production, and I forgot to refuel this. I really want to improve my coke production anyway. That should be the right symmetry, I think. There. And can I bring you this way? Doesn't work out quite as nicely as I'd like, but it's okay. There. Now I just need to get the coke in here. If I just put it on the same belt. And for now I can put the steel in the middle. You need 0.33. So even a single inserter is going to be more than enough. But it's basically my steel production doubled. Heating, yeah, back to work, almost. The heat gets shared between all the buildings on the line, of course. But that's about the best I can do for heat right now. Now, just to make sure I don't run out, I will put a few logs in here. Should I automate power poles already? Not really. I think I'm going to need more belts. It's really quite far away. But let's take all of it. Now for the tree cutting montage. I want to keep the belts relatively straight, because they are going to grow in size, right? It makes sense not to make the tracks too windy, because then every time you need to turn, and it's more than one belt, it quickly adds up to how much space everything takes. And I already made a route there, but that's not going to be enough. And honestly, this is really the main reason why I have the speed mod in the first place, because I am going to be running around. So maybe it wouldn't be that bad of an idea to get the car. And of course the running around and chopping trees takes a lot of time, and there's not really much interesting going on. Okay. Oh, it's a bit choppy. That's weird. Might be that I switched the rendering. Pick real quick. Yeah, not much load anywhere. Of course, the recording does take a bit. Anyway, that's going to be the chords. As with everything else, I'm not going to rush any huge build from the start. I'm mostly going to be limited by liquid fuels, or fluid fuels. Which is fine, because I don't really need that much glass. At least not this early on. The main reason why I have the glass is to get rid of the fluid fuels. so I can produce more tar and get more stone and everything. Okay. And of course I want to keep the lines as equal or as aligned as possible too, just to make the lines prettier. Right? No pollution, right? We're almost reached the base. Or have we already? No, just almost. But it's really close now. Let's let this happen. There. So that's the first small trickle of quartz. I will upgrade this. It's not even going to be that long. Really? No. Getting construction bots to do the shopping for me, not going to be easy. It will be very nice to finally get construction bots, but it's not going to be in the nearest, like, maybe 50 hours, maybe? I'm not sure exactly, but I think it's about that, yeah. Now, make molten glass, and make glass out of the molten glass. Something like this should look nice. Yeah, work well, rather. Okay. Now the first level of glass production only needs quartz. That's the simple part. I will need to use fluid fuels to power it. As you can see that this takes 10 megawatts. The electrical capacity of my whole grid is 12 megawatts. This eats up fuel like crazy. Now, fluid fuel has a lot to go around, so that's good. I will want to double this up to produce other glass materials too. It's not all just glass plates. They're just called glass, right? Yeah. But for now, it's time to tap into that coal gas. And I kind of want to do it somewhere around here, I think. Now, this might complicate expanding the aluminum production later on. But I think that by that point, this is going to be very different anyway. Also, right now, the only thing I'm connecting up is coal gas. But for the future, I am going to support... Well, it's not going to fill up that quickly because there's not that much fuel. But anyway, this will be the fuel line, right? Not the coal gas line. And the way I'm going to do that is by having a simple system of pumps that just keep pushing whatever needs to go there. By the way, yeah, still can't connect these directly. There was a trick, but I think I'll have to wait for some fluid control. Was that with tanks or something? Yes, I think it's a check valve. Yeah, so a check valve there. Very cheap. That's not going to be a problem at all. As long as I get to this research, of course. The most annoying part about this research is that it always fills your recipe list up with all of these completely pointless icons. But that's just the way it works. Oh, I didn't know you can recycle barrels. That's weird. And it's not an intermediate either. Yeah. Barreling machines are not going to be that useful. I'm not going to use barrels much. I will need to refill canisters eventually, but that's still a long ways off. Okay. Now, looking at this, should I already expand the production here? Maybe. I'm mostly limited by steel with production like this, I think. Oh, and you're not there. Good. So, quick flip. There. And I'm not going to do anything complicated here. Of course, this can fit more miners, so I'll change that eventually. But for now, let's just connect you up, and that's it. Now, this should be draining the coal gas very quickly. Right, so my total production right now is 0. Okay, that's not good. What got stuck? So, while I'm here, let's pick up some resources. We need more belts. So, logistic boats, of course, are far away. Oh. That's full. Okay. I didn't switch these over to iron chests yet. The steel chests are finally decently big. So these already have storage size of 20. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them very much. But it's definitely an improvement. Once again, you don't necessarily need to automate everything fully right from the get-go. It usually doesn't make much sense. It's not really worth it. Usually. Okay, science went all the way to SAP almost. But yeah. So these two labs are not having a lot of work to do. Of course, things would be different if I could just mine stone, like a normal person. That's one of the things where PyHard is really weird. Because, like, it's stone. Let me mine stone. Feels more like they're trying to annoy you than add any meaningful difficulty or anything. That said, I do already have at least some level production. Oh. Yeah, I'd like to weave things with belts, but that's not going to work here, because the belt is going to come out the other side. It's annoying. Oh, never mind. Right. So that's a little bit of the ash taken care of. You don't have a problem with this level of load. Okay. And of course, I will get started on moving ash from these boxes very slowly. Again, these are not built up very well. That's not a problem for today, though. Now, do I have enough steel to make another one? Yes, I do. So let me boost this up. Now, with the amount of ash these are consuming, you can use a ratio of 2 belts to 3 solid separators. What I'm going to do is just double you up. do the exact same thing. I could copy it, right? Now, I will not need to pass... let me just add a filter here for iron oxide. And just bring it back here. Okay. And for the coal, that also goes coal dust, right? Yeah. Now, this is one of the first... Well, that's a weird way to put it. So just in general, Pyanodon's buildings are very large. That means that wiring them up is a bit annoying, honestly. And again, when do we get medium poles? There it is. 5 cents one. And it needs chromium. Chromium is not that easy to get. It's not extra hard, but it already requires casting, which forces us to build up casting soon. Now I would build up casting anyway, because casting is awesome. It's the next huge update to efficiency. There we go. Now these are not going to have nearly enough coming in. But at least it means that the inserters should be able to keep up with the belts, right? Because I have 8. Each one can do about 1.5. Oh, that's quite enough. Okay. So, is this going to get really bad? Did I overdo it? And the problem is that I'm putting everything on one side of the belt. So this is another cheap way to simulate half a splitter. Okay. And of course, those 12 megawatts, that's a lot. Because these could produce... Or is it? No, it's not. Okay, good. So, forget I said anything. More ash. Now, I will see how this stabilizes. This column should go down a little bit. Of course, our power consumption increased. Oh, that's the problem. I forgot about the soot. Okay, so for soot, I'm just going to go with very simple design. Now what's, let me just take... No, not really. No, I don't want that. Now, again, with the circuit networks being unlocked from the get-go, you can actually get started with things like sushi belting. And Pyanodon works really well with sushi belts. Right, or in general, with having more kinds of items on the same belt, even on the same side. Yeah, there's a sep extractor. But I will need the nursery. But I should have the glass now. So let's get started on at least a tiny setup for building. Going to say again. I want a tiny setup for making sap seeds, or the sap tree seeds, whatever they are called. Yeah, sap seeds. This is a pattern I'm going to be using quite a lot in Pyanodons, because it usually takes a while to kick everything off. So you want to make sure that there's, for every living thing, pretty much, you want to start fairly soon. Like, it's almost as soon as possible, honestly. So the sooner I get this started, sooner I can get more of the plants, and more plants means faster production, and I will need all of this production. I will also need the sap. I don't think I really need it. Let's go here. I should only need it for the circuits. Yeah. Come on. Oh, and droughts, but that's a lot later. Yeah, FNEI doesn't really work very well with Pyanodons. Needs something a bit smarter. Yeah, so for producing latex I will need sap. And for producing formica for circuits, I will also need sap. The other thing that's interesting right now is that, again, pollution. So these consume pollution. So putting these close to places where we are producing pollution makes things much happier. I will need planter boxes, which is annoying. Planter boxes are quite precious. And it should be the full planter box, yeah. So this is going to slow down the science production, of course. Right, but that's about it. Can't really do much else now. Right, you're still stuck because you don't have coal. Oh, stone, sorry. But the production of small parts should be back. Good. And this shouldn't clog up anymore. So that ash is taken care of at least. Still a lot of manual work everywhere around here. Things are going to get better. 0.6. Are you working actually? No, you're missing fluid. Yeah. So that's all the coal gas consumed. That's how easy it is in the end. No, you're not working. And you're not working because there's too much tar. Why is there too much tar? Because of course, full on kerosene. Now I might want to add some kind of a overflow for kerosene. Just use it for fuel maybe or something. Kerosene is slightly better than raw coal too. It would produce a little bit less ash, but only a tiny bit. Anyway, that should unblock the mining here. You get 1 per second, which means that 3 carbolic oil per second, and we're producing 2. But this shouldn't even be enough for 1 miner. That's weird. What's the real consumption here? 1 per second. Yeah, that's the production, of course. Yeah, so 3 per second right now, but that was blocked. So how much is that? 6 per second. Yeah, exactly. And of course, the production is just 1/6 of that. No, as soon as I get the botanical nursery going, that will need water, but I have water here because there's the boilers. See? It all fits together. Oh, it doesn't need water for the first one anyway. Okay. Even better. And here are the chunks. That's where we can drain pollution. Unfortunately, negative pollution doesn't exist. So we can't suck up pollution from all around. So it pays to spread out these pollution eaters. Oh, I can make even 1 tree, of course, because I don't have the planter box. That's fine. The main thing I want to produce is sap. And I will just turn it into more seeds right away. In the future, I will add automation here to produce the trees too. But that's not necessary. And this is the beautiful thing, right? So all I need here is to add the trees. And this is just going to keep producing, just consuming a little bit of electricity. Okay, all of this seems to be working very nicely. Oh, that's good to see. And already our biggest consumer is the solid separator, of course. That's just how it is. Now that should bring back some more coal gas, which means more glass. So glass should be working pretty well now. Now if I made the shale oil, I could use that as full fluid fuel for the glass production too. But it does consume a lot of steam, which is also energy, right? I don't remember what exactly the conversion rate was. I did make a sheet for all of the fuels in the PyHard. Yeah, and I want more fish turbines, but that needs more fish. Can't really get any fish right now. Okay. I don't want ash in here. Ash is supposed to go straight back in. Oh, right, because I filled it up manually. That's why it's messing things up. Okay. I'm still getting a lot of ash here, though. However, if I take a look at the whole thing, I'm consuming almost half of what I'm producing now. It's going to be a problem to wire, well, not wire, to get the ash where it needs to be, because a single belt only carries 15 per second, of course. You're going to need more iron ore, of course. I only had the 2 miners here. 4 should be enough. And the ash is building up. Oh, and you're done. I think I'm going to do something like this. Right. So this way I can continue mining everything. Oh, not like that. This needs to be the coal belt. Which way do I want it to go? It needs to go the same way around. So I need to get rid of the ash. Okay. Did I already mess up? There. Eh. Oh, right, of course, because that's, again, the annoying thing with not being able to flip things around. So that's the first part, and that's the second part. It's not aligned anyway. But that's okay. I can live with that. Now, if I make it run this way, the coal will end up on the far side. Right? No, okay, so it's fine. Because the far side needs to be left for extracting the ash. Ooh, and all the coal production has stopped, it seems. Well, not all of it, but you're all full. Okay. Well, the ash here is taken care of, that's good. The coal ash is making its way. It's also good. Now I need to make sure not to mix up the parts that are just for fuel and the parts that are also meant for processing and stuff. Oh, you're also full. And that's my inventory full. Oh, I also have the suit. Now, suit processing is also a thing, so there's, again, in the solid separator, I can separate the soot, which gives me aluminum, zinc, and lead ore. This is actually a decent amount for getting started, and it has the advantage that it doesn't need any of the liquids. And of course, working with liquids is a bit annoying. I mean, like having the correct liquid fluid. Because to mine lead, for example, I'm going to need acetylene. Should add some more separators soon. Okay, That's moss. And then let's go for the crusher. That will give me access to more stone and much better production here. Why are you not doing anything? Are you all full? Come on. Yeah, so that's the true extent of the ash problem. Now, how many are you producing? Each of these produces 1 ash every 3 seconds. So if all of you are running, that's 42 divided by 3. That's 14 ash per second. So 1 belt is not enough for all of you. That's not too bad, though. So I will need... that's 1.5 solid separators, too. I should be able to make more of those fairly easily now. They also take quite a lot of iron. But I should have all that in the small parts and everything, so I don't need to make those by hand. And I'm starting to think it might be a good idea to start switching to the iron chests kind of everywhere. Okay, no, I have enough of you. I just need iron, and I need... well, I can take some coil. I don't need limestone on me right now. Oh, you almost filled in too. That shouldn't be a problem now that we're making glass and everything. Okay. Yeah, it's all looking pretty good. Oh, soil washer, that's going to be needed for moss. That's not very far away. And let's build up to the full stack here. Right, that's why I can't use the other side, I forgot. So I need that for the other pair, more of the, what's it called? Ash. There. Yeah, but for now let's stick with this design, it's not great. It works. Okay, solid separator. Okay. I will need the other side too. There, 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 there. You need to go into the sideline. Oh. You know what? Let's separate this too. Now I am going to extract the iron oxide. There. And still just put it straight into the furnace. 1 furnace should be more than enough. Yeah, it consumes almost 6 per second, so that's like an infinite number of these solid separators. I just need to make sure that there's enough fuel. So that shouldn't be a problem either. And 1 inserter should be more than enough, but I will add 2 just to make sure this doesn't stop for no reason. So it would all the time. Okay, that should be more than enough. Okay. You can go there. And you can also join, which is going to make things a little bit easier. I don't have to use any underground belts on this site, other than those that I am already using. Okay. Now, very little ash is going to make its way all the way here. I am going to kickstart it a little bit, just because it's convenient. Okay. And this will need changing. This line will need to be used for ash. But that's not really a problem. In fact, it's going to make things easier. Except that I need to move the electricity too. That's okay. Right. No, it doesn't reach. It's the underground here though, so that should be fine. If I can space it out correctly. Yeah, I should have put these closer together. No, I can't. Okay, so this works. Now all the ash consumption is stopped, so let's fix this quickly. And take care of the suits. So you only pick up suits, and let's do the same thing. And that's it. And now I just need to bring more ash this way. Now, for best effort, no, not like that. It's missing inserter. Okay. I think this should work. Okay. Now once I upgrade to red belts, I will be able to support more ash. So I think that by the time I get to red belts, I will not really have an ash problem anymore anyway. There. Okay, so this should be able to take care of the full 2 belts of ash. Now I just need to bring it there. And one of the sides is a bit too full. It's annoying. And for you, I'll need to carry the ash away. I hate when things like this happen. Let me move you one more up. I want to have everything aligned. There. Better. Do I already have the pickup of ash somewhere? No. Now this is not going to work. That's the opposite of what I need. Or should I just switch to the one-line method? Is that going to be better? Because then will not need this tile here, and both can be served from the same side. Which will allow me to switch the fuel types when the time comes, which is a good thing. Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. How are you working out? So you're in the middle, of course. Oh. Oh boy. Let's do something silly for now. There. No, that's on the wrong side of the belt. Okay. Not really. It will work. Now, of course, I need to add the ash. There. Oh yeah, but I can't use the belt for both sides yet because I don't have near inserters. But that's fine. This will still work. Oh. Oh no. You will be blacklist Ash. That should work. And as before, now let me move it a bit further away. Yeah, should I just start burning the garbage into? Oh. Okay. Underground belts. And that's going to be the second. No, I need to move all this. That's not a problem. Now this is of course a lot of infrastructure, but that's a very important thing, of course. This is going to be very poorly balanced. This will produce a lot of ash. No, for now, at least let's make sure that some gets on the other side too. And for you, let's add some more here. Right. Let's redo this little bit here. Oh, you're not really working though. That's fine. This is going to be the basic units. Of course. There. That's where we start. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. There. And of course, this does have the advantage that the whole system, the machine doesn't. No, First, I did it wrong. This needs to be one away. There. Yeah. And because it has its own dedicated supply, it's no longer going to have trouble if one of those runs out of fuel. No. That should be about right. Okay. I will need more fuel in there. which for now can be easily provided, of course, by another set of miners. This will need improvements. There. No. Yeah. Do on the other side of the belt. It's better. Yeah. Now we just need to get rid of the ash. You know what? Maybe this isn't such a good idea. We should just put the sides the same way. That's going to make everything much easier to work with. There. You are going to output here, here, here. Means that now the fuel is on the correct side. There, and the output just has to go all the way here, which is fine because this needs to be separated by the underground belt anyway. And where do I connect you? None of this is balanced, which is a bit of a problem. In fact, I should leave room to switch belt lane. Not the best way to do this. Yeah, this is not going to be a very good tileable design. But these go 6, these go 6, so this should almost fill up the belt. That's fine for now. And for you, I want you on the other side of the belt, really. Just do it like this. That should work. Okay. Getting there. You are full. I will want to get rid of those pretty soon. And they should be very easy to replace. So now I just need to get this system running. Although this is just a replacement for that one steam engine. Let's keep it like this for now. There's 4 boilers here. It's actually not a lot, but it's easy to work with, and that's important now. Something got stuck again. Is it the kerogen? It's not. You're out of fuel. Of course, because I disconnected you and forgot to get you some coal. And now nothing's consuming the carbolic oil, which means that nothing's consuming the tar. And everything grinds to a halt. So you need fuel. By the way, how are we on the... Okay, so the consumption of ash is fairly low, mainly because I can't get it where it needs to be, because these belts are quite empty. So a lot of this is now automated. Of course, it's easy enough to automate this bit. In fact, for the future, I will switch to a system that is a bit nicer than this. As there's some nice math how to work all these ratios out. And you're not working at all. But that's fine, just there's enough steam, so there's no need. Electricity is holding up. You are getting rid of ash. So this part is fine. This part isn't. That's a lot of steam being produced, which means a lot of ash too. Now for the final build, I want the ash to go this way, not this way, but I think for now it's a better option. And you know what? Let's make use of this. Come on. Kerogen. Heal yourself. That's one less headache. Okay. Steel is actually building up. That's also a good sign. Right. So is there anything else I want to do? Ash here. Aluminum here. Also building up. So I think it's time to get rid of this ash. So good. Good. Where is working out nicely. Let's take some small machines, small parts. Okay, so all of these are working when they get enough ash to work. Now the problem is that balancing this is pretty impossible. And I do have some tricks. Hey. Let's ash from this line. The lower part isn't even being used yet. There. This isn't exactly ideal. It's fine. Yeah. Where do I need to get you? Somewhere around here. And while I'm on the way, I think I can easily connect more ash. Hey. You get ash, you get ash. Oh. Let's see how well that works. Okay, so the coal copper is still going to have priority, which is what I want. Other than that, it's going to fill up the belt. Not completely, but much more nicely, at least. Now, I'm not sure how much ash it can actually consume. I'll wait for it to stabilize a little bit. Can't really extract it nicely this way. So let's just loop it back around. And once I turn you around, there should be ash. Of course, I will have to add you first. And you. Well, that all of this is done. I'm not going to be able to cross the whole distance, right? Yeah. So let's go half the way. Let's connect up. Oh. The iron production is keeping up easily with my needs right now. But it's looking a lot nicer overall. Right? So currently the iron production should be fairly low. Yeah, just 150. Because I'm limited by stone. Not a huge amount of ash in here, so that's going to last a while. Not a long while, but a while. The Perogen is more annoying. So it only stacks up to 100. Yeah, it's already for again. Eh. But at least I'm consuming the carbolic oil. There. Let's go with 2 more destructive distillation columns. That's the first one. There. Underground. Underground. That should be it. Oh. It's about you. There. Nope, not enough coal. Not a problem. I will need to switch these to the newer system. So I don't think this is the time yet. Just need this running. Now this should double the production of coke, more or less. Oh, if I can put enough coal inside, that is. Yeah, it's not going to be quite 100%. Should be more than enough. Okay, now the tar is full, which just means I need to add another one. Unfortunately, these are not going to connect up nicely. Let me do something like this. That's not going to reach, is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. You need 0.2, so absolutely fine here. So the steam is going to be a problem. I think this needs 20 each, and I'm only producing 1530. So I need more boilers. And these aren't even running anymore because they're full. No, they're not full. It's your problem. Oh, you are full of ash. Right. There. Okay. Let's do the same thing here. There. Yo, power. No, that's not going to give me a lot of extra carbolic oil. And of course I have no use for these materials yet. Now that should work. Okay. It's also turning tar into coal gas. Just a little bit. Not really a good ratio. And I want more tar than coal gas. Oh, I don't really. It's going to be fine. I just need more boilers. And this is not going to hold up much longer because I have a very small coal deposit. I'm not going to use this one. Okay. But I was working on this. Take much longer. It's very little pollution consumed. This one is going to be better, and it's going to run quite a bit longer. Until all of this fills up with seeds. Then make another one. Need more stone. Ash, 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 ash. And I've created the first sap tree. It also reminds me that I should end this episode rather quickly. Let's make one more. Okay. Do a quick check on all the systems that aren't actually properly automated. I actually have enough stone bricks. Does that mean I'm not... Oh, of course. That should help. Yeah, that's a nice problem to have. Also out of fuel though. So I think that's a thing I'll have to look into soon. Because now this is going to be working a lot better. Also while I'm here, I'm not sure if it's just that the research times increased. I don't think so. No. I think most of these are the same. Yeah, most. Well, if I look at my science production, that's going to be hard to find. 80? Yeah. It's quite the change. So there were a few times when I had decent production. Now it should be much higher overall. For as long as the stone production can hold on at least. Okay, but that's it for this episode. So, bye!